Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 6. I don't know why these were the cards I was dealt in life, but I can't change it, so I'm choosing to embrace it and not let it define me. These words from Isabel Tate quietly lit a fire in everyone who heard them. She lived by that promise, with bravery, grace, and a spirit that refused to be dimmed. At just 23, Isabel had already carved a name for herself, recently capturing national attention with her moving performance in the premiere of 911, Nashville. Her portrayal was raw and real, leaving a mark not just as an actress, but as a symbol of representation for people often left out of the spotlight. But what truly made Izzy shine wasn't just what she did on screen, it was who she was when the cameras stopped rolling. Born in Tennessee, Izzy faced a life-altering diagnosis at 13, a progressive neuromuscular disease that would put her in a wheelchair. Yet she never let it hold her back. Her resilience wasn't loud, it was grounded, steady, and beautiful. Isabel brought light into rooms, both with her humor and her honesty. She spoke openly about her challenges, always pushing for kindness and compassion. "You really never know what someone else is going through," she once said. "So please, always be kind." This message echoed throughout her advocacy, and through every heartfelt project she joined. Friends and colleagues say she inspired without trying to, simply by refusing to let herself be defined by limitation. Her final weeks were filled with career milestones, dreams finally realized. But tragically, Isabel passed away due to complications related to her condition, just a short time after her national television debut. Across social media, fans, fellow actors, and advocates have shared memories, tributes, and gratitude for the fire she lit in their own lives. Her talent agency called her a fighter, never once making excuses, and many agreed her presence made the world a more compassionate place. Isabel Tate is survived by a loving family and the community she helped build, one of acceptance, humor, and hope. Her impact will last far beyond a single role or screen. She showed us what courage in the face of challenge really looks like. Tributes to Isabel Tate. News 5. There was nobody else quite like Dave Ball. He didn't follow trends, he created them. From underground clubs in Leeds to the top of international charts, Dave Ball carved a path unlike anyone before him. A true pioneer in electronic music, he made sounds that resonated far beyond the speakers and far beyond his time. At just 66 years old, Dave passed away peacefully, leaving behind decades of groundbreaking music and loyal friendships. His passing has left many with heavy hearts, yet his influence continues to echo. Born in Chester and raised in Blackpool, Dave discovered music early, and it never let him go. He taught himself guitar, bass, and synths before even stepping foot in a studio. But it was at Leeds Polytechnic that the magic began, where he met Mark Almond and formed Soft Cell. Together they changed the rules. Their version of Tainted Love didn't just climb the charts, it rewrote them. The track hit #1 in 17 countries and held a Guinness World Record for chart longevity. It was just one of many that helped shape a new sound, sleek, stylish, and completely groundbreaking. Ball's talents didn't stop there. From solo projects to collaborations with legends like Genesis P. Orridge and Gavin Friday, he was fearless in experimentation. With The Grid, he helped usher in the acid house era, crafting hits like Swamp Thing that electrified dance floors across the UK and beyond. He also lent his genius behind the scenes, producing and remixing for artists like David Bowie, Kylie Minogue, and Pet Shop Boys. Always pushing boundaries, always ahead of the curve. Yet Dave was more than his discography. He was admired for his warmth, wit, and unwavering curiosity. Colleagues remember him as a brilliant, kind soul who welcomed upcoming musicians and gave generously of his time and talent. Soft Cell's tribute captured it best. Dave Ball was not just a musical pioneer, but a kind and remarkable human being. Though the full details of his passing remain private, the legacy he leaves will live on through his music, his fans, and those who knew and loved him. Tributes to Dave Ball. Number 4. A great defender, a greater man. That simple tribute, shared by a former teammate, says it all about Mick McNeil, a player who gave everything for club and country, and who earned respect far beyond the pitch. Mick McNeil passed away peacefully in October 2025, aged 85. The football world lost not just a talented left-back, but a man whose life was shaped by loyalty, discipline, and quiet determination. Born and raised in Middlesbrough, Mick's love for the game began on local youth fields. At just 18, he broke into the Middlesbrough first team, where he would make 178 league appearances. His calm defending, tireless work ethic, and trustworthiness at the back made him a fan favorite. That same consistency earned him a call-up to the England national team. He represented his country 9 times between 1960 and 1961, all before turning 22. He played a vital role in qualifiers and friendlies, proudly wearing the England shirt with honor and humility. In 1964, he moved to Ipswich Town, bringing the same grit and reliability to the club. Across nearly 150 matches, he became a key part of the team's rise and stability. He later lent his experience to Cambridge City before hanging up his boots in the early 1970s. After football, Mick started a new chapter as a businessman, opening a sports shop in Bury St. Edmunds. He remained connected to the game, offering kind advice to young talents and staying involved in local sporting circles. Mick's character, humble, kind, and genuine, made him beloved not just as a player but as a friend and mentor. He led by example, never seeking the spotlight but always earning it. Following news of his passing, tributes poured in. Middlesbrough FC shared, Mick was not only a stalwart on the pitch but also a great ambassador for the club and the town. His life leaves a legacy of discipline, heart, and quiet excellence. Mick McNeil is survived by his family, who've asked for privacy during this time. He will remain a symbol of what it means to play with purpose and to live with grace. Tributes to Mick McNeil. Number 3. She built spaces that made people stop, reflect, and feel something lasting. A former colleague once said of Jackie Ferrara. Jackie Ferrara was known for transforming our surroundings. Her work reimagined not just sculpture, but how we experience public spaces. With simplicity, geometry, and balance, she shaped entire environments that invited curiosity and contemplation. Born Jacqueline Hirschhorn in Detroit, she moved to New York in the early 50s. Immersed in a thriving avant-garde scene, she first experimented with theater and performance art. But it was in sculpture where her vision truly found form. By the 1970s, Ferrara's trademark style, using stacked wood, structured pyramids, and ancient architectural references, began to emerge. Her art felt both timeless and modern, blending past and present in striking installations across America. From Castle Clinton Tower and Bridge in Manhattan to the imposing Step Tower in Minnesota, her large-scale works reimagined how people moved through and felt public spaces. One of her most recognized designs at Grand Central Terminal brought precision and beauty to one of the busiest places in the country. Apart from her physical creations, Ferrara's geometric drawings revealed her meticulous mind. She wasn't only a sculptor, she was a thinker, a builder, and a guide for many younger artists. Her presence in numerous museum collections, including MoMA and LACMA, assures that future generations will continue to experience her innovations. She was honored with some of the highest accolades in her field, including a Guggenheim Fellowship and awards from the American Institute of Architects. Recognition not only for artistic merit but for shaping how art meets the world. At 95, Jackie Ferrara passed away in Basel, Switzerland, through physician-assisted death. Despite her peaceful farewell, the sadness is deeply felt. She made public art a personal experience and mentored countless artists with grace and relentless curiosity. MoMA described her as one of our most gifted and innovative sculptors. Those who knew her will remember her integrity, wit, and the quiet power she brought to her work. The spaces she created remain, still, strong, and inviting, as a reflection of who she was. Tributes to Jackie Ferrara. Number 2, even in horror, you must hold on to the light, or you'll forget what it looks like. These are the words Michael Smuss shared during a school visit in Berlin, words that captured the strength and clarity he carried for nearly a century. Michael Smuss passed away at age 99, leaving behind a legacy rooted in resilience, honesty, and hope. He wasn't just a witness to history, he was part of it. As a teenager in the Warsaw Ghetto, Michael risked everything to fight back. He crafted Molotov cocktails and hurled them from rooftops during the uprising. He survived where almost none did. Sentenced to forced labor instead of Treblinka, he endured concentration camps and a death march before liberation. After the war, he never stopped finding strength in creation. He painted vivid, haunting scenes informed by memory and survival. His art became a voice for those who didn't live to tell their stories. Later in life, Michael made it his mission to speak with young people, especially in Germany. He talked to students with honesty and humor, not to shame, but to make sure they remembered. He believed understanding the past was the key to protecting the future. Those who met Michael remember his kindness and laughter. He had a soft smile, a deep love for his family, and a powerful voice that never lost its purpose. Whether in a museum, a classroom, or at his home in Israel, he brought light to dark places. Michael is survived by his loving wife, Ruthie, and a close-knit family who carry his wisdom forward. He died peacefully after a brief illness, surrounded by care and dignity. Yad Vashem paid tribute to his life, calling him a bridge between memory and truth. Colleagues and historians echoed that sentiment, many noting how rare it is to meet someone who lived through history with such grace. Though the world has lost its last living link to the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, Michael's courage echoes on. Through his paintings, his words, and the lives he touched, his legacy endures. Tributes to Michael Smuss. What's trending on the internet? News 1. It's always inspiring to see someone open up about their journey and help others feel less alone. Earlier this week, reality TV favorite Brittany Cartwright, known for her time on Vanderpump Rules, shared a candid update with fans after undergoing a mommy makeover. At 35, Brittany bravely revealed that she's still a bit swollen but feeling confident as she recovers, reminding us all that healing isn't always an overnight process. Speaking from her home, Brittany encouraged other moms to embrace their bodies and take their time, reassuring anyone on a similar path that it's okay to put themselves first sometimes. Her openness and positivity are striking a chord across the internet, with many admiring her honesty and self-love. We wish Brittany a smooth recovery and thank her for being such a wonderful source of encouragement, reminding us that every journey is unique and truly worth celebrating. News 2. What an extraordinary story of courage and inspiration from Christiane Amanpour, the renowned CNN chief international anchor. At 67, Christiane recently shared that her ovarian cancer has returned, touching viewers around the world with her trademark honesty and resilience. Christiane, whose celebrated career includes decades of reporting from war zones and interviews with global leaders, is now navigating further treatment. She spoke openly about the importance of early cancer detection, a message she's championed throughout her journey, and encouraged others to listen closely to their own health. Surrounded by expert care and a supportive community, Christiane remains optimistic, continuing to inspire through her work and her words. Her legacy shines not only in journalism, but in her determination to use her own challenges to help others. Christiane Amanpour will always be remembered for her remarkable spirit, bravery, and her enduring impact on both the world of news and countless lives beyond it. News 3. What an inspiring spirit Officer Lauren Craven brought to her community in California. At just 26 years old, Officer Craven showed the true heart of a hero when she stepped in to help motorists after a collision, always putting others before herself. Tragically, while assisting at the scene, Officer Craven was struck by a car, and her loss has touched hearts across the nation. Friends, family, and colleagues remember Lauren for her courage, kindness, and devotion to keeping others safe. Today we honor her legacy by reflecting on the power of service and caring for one another, as she did every day. May Officer Lauren Craven's dedication continue to inspire us all to lend a helping hand and cherish the everyday heroes who make our communities brighter. News 4. Some stories touch the heart of a whole community, reminding us just how precious life is. In Fayetteville, North Carolina, the entire town is mourning after a tragic accident claimed the lives of 3 talented and beloved high school football teammates from E. E. Smith High School, ages just 17 and 18. Authorities say the crash involved 2 sisters, 19-year-old Diamond Monroe and 21-year-old Destiny Genwright, who are now facing serious charges in connection with the incident. While details of the crash are heartbreaking, what shines through is the remarkable sense of unity and support shown by classmates, coaches, and neighbors as they come together to honor the memories of these young men. Their legacy will live on in every Friday night football game, each classroom, and the strong bonds of friendship and teamwork they inspired. It's in standing together, lifting each other up, that the spirit of these young athletes will always be remembered. News 5. You know, sometimes the strongest people among us face challenges that are both private and profound. Kim Kardashian, age 45, recently shared an impactful moment with her family and fans during the Season 7 premiere of her show, The Kardashians. After a routine MRI, doctors diagnosed Kim with a small brain aneurysm, a medical condition described as a bulge in a blood vessel of the brain. Thankfully, in most cases like Kim's, these are not immediately life-threatening unless they rupture, but the discovery naturally brought anxiety and reflection. Kim openly attributed the diagnosis to the intense stress she endured during her divorce from rapper Kanye West, age 48. Through 7 years of marriage and their split in 2021, Kim worked tirelessly to keep her 4 children, North 12, Saint 9, Chicago 7, and Psalm 6, safe and shielded from public drama. She candidly described herself as feeling pretty tested during these times, and even experienced a flare-up of her psoriasis, another condition linked with stress. Despite these hardships, Kim's courage in sharing her health experience invites meaningful conversations about the importance of caring for ourselves, especially when faced with major life changes. She reminds all of us that even in moments of vulnerability, family and resilience are what matter most. As millions support Kim and her journey, she continues to inspire with her openness, reminding us that we're never alone in our struggles, and every challenge faced can help us care more deeply for ourselves and those we love. News 6. Imagine this. The end of a school day in Bethel, Minnesota turns from routine to remarkable thanks to one mother's incredible reflexes. As Carrie Thorpe watched her daughter step off the school bus, she spotted smoke and flames under the bus hood, right there in front of her house. Wasting no time, Carrie shouted a warning to the bus driver, and together they rushed every single child, 22 in all, off the bus and away from danger. Doorbell camera footage later captured the frightened students gathering on Carrie's porch as the fire quickly spread, and the crowd that had gathered soon watched as black smoke and explosions engulfed the bus. With cool heads and quick thinking, Carrie and the driver made sure every child was safe, earning heartfelt thanks from parents and school leaders all across the community. Though backpacks and lunchboxes were lost in the blaze, neighbors are celebrating what truly matters: the safety and courage displayed in a moment of crisis. Carrie and the bus driver are now honored as local heroes, reminding us all of the power of everyday bravery and the deep care we have for our communities. Their story will be remembered not just for a split-second act, but for saving lives and showing what it really means to look out for one another. News 7. Ever have one of those days when things just don't go as planned? And then something truly remarkable happens? Well, that's exactly what unfolded yesterday in McKinney, Texas, where a 32-year-old tow truck driver named Martin Vasquez became the talk of the internet, and the reason for a lot of gratitude in his community. Martin was doing his job, hauling 2 vehicles on his flatbed trailer along the Sam Rayburn Tollway, when he spotted a disabled car in the road. Trying to avoid a collision, he swerved, but the quick move sent his truck crashing into a concrete barrier, leaving him hanging dangerously over the overpass. There he was, suspended high above the ground, with only a windshield keeping him from a deadly fall. But this story doesn't end in tragedy. In fact, it's a shining example of quick thinking and teamwork. First responders from McKinney raced to the scene, carefully positioning a ladder beneath the cab. They broke through the glass and guided Martin to safety, all while he remained calm and courageous throughout the ordeal. What's truly amazing, despite the terrifying situation, Martin walked away with just a minor cut on his head and refused to be taken to the hospital, a testament to both his resilience and the skill of the rescuers. Even the driver of the stalled car made it out okay, both being checked at the hospital out of an abundance of caution. Martin's brother Oscar summed it up best. After a scare like that, just seeing his brother walk away with a scratch was nothing short of a miracle. And with Martin's 33rd birthday coming up later this week, his family has even more reason to celebrate. So today, as this story trends online, let's take a moment to honor the everyday heroes, the first responders who risked their own safety, and ordinary folks like Martin, who remind us that even in our toughest moments, hope and community can pull us through. This is the kind of story that sticks with us, one that will be remembered in McKinney for years to come, not just for the danger, but for the courage and kindness that turned it all around. Number 1. She made everyone she worked with feel their most authentic selves. That's how Kate Moss once described Melanie Ward, a stylist whose vision quietly, yet powerfully, reshaped the look of fashion for a generation. Melanie Ward, who passed away in October 2025 at the age of 59, was a creative force who helped define the visual language of modern fashion. Though she preferred to stay behind the camera, her work spoke volumes. She captured emotion through fabric, style, and simplicity, and in doing so, rewrote the rules of what beauty could be. Her groundbreaking collaborations with Helmut Lang and Calvin Klein pioneered a minimalist aesthetic that still echoes today. Her long-standing creative bond with Kate Moss and photographer Corinne Day broke new ground in editorial storytelling. These images didn't just sell clothes, they told real stories, full of mood and humanity. Born in London and trained at St. Martin's School of Art, Ward emerged in the late 1980s into a fashion scene ripe for change. Her styling blended the cool and the edgy, the androgynous and the sensual, bringing a fresh honesty to the often highly polished world of high fashion. She helped give rise to the grunge look, but with her own refined touch. Colleagues remember her as a mentor with a generous heart. She championed new voices and offered guidance without ego. Grounded, diplomatic, and always curious, she worked closely with her collaborators, forming what she described as a kind of creative family. Her personal archive reflected this care, an evolving, thoughtful collection where every piece told a story. Stylists, photographers, and designers often turned to her for insight and perspective. Her eye for detail and sense of authenticity left a mark that will never fade. Ward died peacefully after a brief illness, surrounded by loved ones. News of her passing has led to an outpouring of tributes from across the world. As one longtime colleague put it, she didn't just change fashion. She inspired people to see themselves differently. Melanie Ward is survived by her family and a global community of admirers she uplifted with her artistry. She leaves behind not only images that define decades of style, but also a legacy of kindness, courage, and creative brilliance. Tributes to Melanie Ward. She never thought about what she was. She just made it up as she went along. These words from musician Marco Perroni capture the quiet force of Sue Catwoman, an icon who reshaped the world by simply being herself. Known offstage as Susan Lucas, she passed away peacefully at age 70, surrounded by family.